Ladies and gentlemen, Bud Crawford, Errol Spence, it's time for y'all to pull out from the Al Heyman business.
Halfway.
Take control of your career when you are in position to do so.
Halfway.
Why won't they do what Sway told Kanye West to do?
Why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
Lord have mercy. Are we really surprised though? Talk to me, y'all. Are we really surprised? 4.5 years, the boxing world been pessimistic about this fight happening, about this fight coming through fruition. I'm talking about Bud Crawford versus Errol the True Spence. The 3-belt holder, Errol Spence. The 3-division world champion, and Bud Crawford. 2 pound-for-pound caliber fighters. 1, 2, 3, you can flip it around. And now we're back in square one. We back in square one. I thought this summer we was optimistic. I was actually optimistic about this fight happening. Sources told me that was going to be November 19th. I reported it as well, just like a lot of people did. But if you remember to the channel, I also said it was bad news. 14 days ago, I said it was a bad news that Bud Crawford has yet signed to fight. Now my copy comes to the report, what I'm going to be posting up in just a minute. But as much as we've been blaming the business handlers, the greedy hands in the cookie jar like Al Heyman or maybe Steven Espinoza or Bob Arum before Bud Crawford left, it's time we put the responsibility to the fighters.
Why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
What do I mean the responsibility? I'm not blaming the fighters. No, I'm not blaming Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. But what I'm saying is all this back and forth, all this weight gain, take control of your career when you are in position to do so.
Halfway.
Let's not forget that Errol the True Spence said he was a boss to Bud Crawford's face, that he had answers to nobody. But around that time, Bud Crawford was with Bob Arum. But look forward to today, Bud Crawford is a free agent. So both of these guys can actually move the way they want to move. Nobody could tell them anything because they both bosses, both made good money. So why don't Errol the True Spence and Bud Crawford empower themselves?
Halfway.
Why won't they do what Sway told Kanye West to do?
Why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
Empower yourself. If these guys are taking long to feed your legacy, to respect the legacy of Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, my brothers, then it's time for y'all to take y'all money, empower yourself, and truly bet on yourselves.
Why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
This could be a monumental moment. This could be a trailblazer move. Now, we saw Mickey Bay and Tevin Farmer try to do it, right? And I was highly supportive of Tevin Farmer and Mickey Bay in taking their career into their own hands and forget about those other greedy hands in the cookie jar, that still have their fingers up their ass and not doing what's right for your legacy. Let's not forget that Jaime Munguia and Charlo was already signed to fight. Let me give you an example, y'all. Remember, Jaime Munguia and Jamal Charlo was due to fight. And what happened? Why they didn't fight? Because of the greedy hands in the cookie jar. They didn't give a damn about their payday. They didn't give a damn about their legacy. They didn't give a damn about their family. They didn't give a damn that this could have been the highest payday for Jaime Munguia or probably Jamal Charlo. They didn't care. It's all about them. It's all about if it works out for them, not for y'all. There's always money for the fighters. Always money for the fighters. The reason why there's fights that is not being made is because they worried about their percentage. And I'm not talking about the fighters. I'm talking about the greedy hands in the cookie jar. It's time for y'all, Errol Spence, that's well off. It's time for you, Bud Crawford, that's well off, to bet on yourselves, come together as brothers, as business partners, and take care of y'all legacy. Because if this is the biggest fight, it don't matter who's going to put it up. If y'all put it up, everybody going to support it. And if y'all come out publicly and say, you know what? My peoples ain't doing what's best for me and my legacy, Bud Crawford's gonna say, my peoples ain't doing what's best for me and my legacy. Let's come together as brothers. You know what I'm saying? As business handlers, as modern day warriors, modern day gladiators, and shake shit up and make shit happen, and let's do it. That's what needs to be done. Empower yourself. And by doing so, you could be changing and altering a lot of minds, empowering, inspiring, motivating a lot of minds to take control in your own hands, because this is your legacy they playing with. We all know this is the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. We all know this is the most important fight for y'all legacy. We know this is one of the most important fights in welterweight history. This is a historic fight, a historic moment. And the greedy hands in a cookie jar is playing with y'all money, y'all legacy, y'all generational wealth. And when I'm talking about generational wealth, I'm just not only talking about the purse. I'm talking about legacy, because legacy reigns supreme. We want this fight could do what Hearn and Hagler did for them and to us. This fight could do what Ali Frazier. Today, these guys are Nigel Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. Look how their sons is capitalizing off their legacy. Look how Layla Ali capitalized on Muhammad Ali's legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, Bud Crawford, Errol Spence, it's time for y'all to pull out from the Al Heyman business, from whatever business you in, Bud Crawford, because we don't know. I don't know. You was an MTK. I don't know. We don't know. But anyway, you're a free agent. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to go back and work with these entities, you know. But for this fight, it's time for y'all to put your own bread, empower yourself. And that's the only way I could see this fight happening. And it's the only way I see y'all taking control of this situation. It's time. You got the money. By now, you have built relationships. I hope you build relationships. You got the resources. Errol Spence, you're cool with Jerry Jones. He got the money. He got the stadium. You know what I'm saying? He got networks. He got relationships. He likes Earl the True Spence, Bud Crawford. You probably got some resources as well. It's time for y'all to do it yourself, like Sway told Kanye West. All right? And guess what? He does got the answers. You do got the answer. And I think that's Punch Drunk's answer as well. I do got the answers. It's time for you to do what the NBA players didn't have the heart to do on the lockout. Kobe, rest in peace, Kobe, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Curry, Westbrook, Durant, Harden should have all put their monies together. When they was going out there and playing in basketball gyms and renting the college gyms and high school gyms, we saw that they don't need the NBA. We saw that. They were selling out all these. They was going on tour. And we saw that, you know what, they could do it yourselves. But do you have the heart to put your own money up? Do you have the heart to take the risk outside of boxing? Because we all know you got the heart and determination to take that risk inside the ring. But you got to be a warrior outside the sport of boxing. You got to be a warrior just like, outside of the sport of boxing, just like Oscar De La Hoya did for his career. Like Floyd Mayweather had to do. But there's got to be an evolution to what Floyd Mayweather did. It has to be an evolution. Now is the evolution. Now is the time. Let's go, Bud and Errol Spence. Empower yourselves now.